If you're over 60 and you've noticed your skin sagging faster, just in the past few years, your jawline getting softer, your lower cheeks drooping, vertical necklines forming, there's a truth most women never tell you directly. It's not just because collagen declined. It's not just because of age. It's because of a very quiet hormonal mistake that almost every woman over 60 unknowingly makes every morning. This mistake takes away your skin's ability to lift itself. This mistake doubles the speed of sagging between ages 60 and 70. And this mistake happens the moment you open your eyes, no matter how good your skincare routine is. Research from Harvard Health and Mayo Clinic shows that there is a hormone every woman's body produces that, when it spikes at the wrong moment in the morning, breaks down collagen, weakens elastin, and makes the face appear to drop down faster each day. What's scary is you don't feel anything when it happens. No pain, no burning, no obvious signs. But its impact on your skin is very real and very fast. The good news is, once you correct this hormonal mistake, many women over 60 have seen sharper jawlines, slightly lifted cheeks, and brighter skin in just 4-6 weeks, completely naturally, without expensive creams or complicated procedures. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what that mistake is, why it happens, and the simplest way to switch off its damage first thing in the morning. But before we go deeper, there's one thing you must understand so everything becomes easier. After 60, your skin doesn't sag fast because it's weak. It sags because your morning hormones are firing at the wrong rhythm. I'm Dr. Evelyn Brooks, a dermatologist with over 15 years of experience working with mature women in the United States, especially those entering the post-menopausal stage, the period where hormones shift faster than at any other time in life. And throughout those years, I realized something important. Women don't sag because they take care of their skin incorrectly. They sag because their hormones are operating out of sync, and no one teaches them how to adjust the small morning habits, the habits that seem harmless but accelerate collagen breakdown. That's why I created the Woman Over 60 Secrets channel, not to make you buy more products, not to push you into complicated routines, but to help you understand your body, understand why your skin changes, and show you how to restore natural firmness through simple, safe habits that fit this stage of life. Today's video will help you clearly see which hormone makes your skin sag faster after 60, why a morning mistake makes the problem worse, and most importantly, how to reset your hormonal rhythm so collagen can recover, helping your skin feel less loose, less droopy, and brighter week after week. Before I show you the hormone mistake silently affecting your skin, we need to understand what's really happening beneath the surface once a woman crosses 60. Why does the skin sag so quickly at this stage? And what truly determines the speed of aging? When a woman enters her 60 seconds, her skin doesn't change only because of low collagen, but because the entire hormonal system shifts into a new rhythm, one that is faster, stronger, and far more unpredictable than in previous decades. This causes the supporting structures of the skin to weaken year after year, even if she takes good care of her skin. Research from Mayo Clinic and the National Institute on Aging shows that 3 major changes happen at the same time. First, estrogen drops sharply. Estrogen is the hormone that keeps the skin soft, hydrated, and elastic. When estrogen levels fall after menopause, the skin loses its natural protective cushion, becomes thinner, and is more easily pulled downward by gravity. Second, facial fat redistributes. Areas that used to be full, like the upper cheeks, begin to deflate, while the jawline and lower chin accumulate more soft tissue. This creates the look of sagging, even when weight stays the same. Third, morning cortisol rises higher in older women. This is the stress hormone your body releases to help you wake up. But after 60, cortisol tends to spike suddenly each morning, and that exact spike is what accelerates collagen breakdown. Harvard Health calls this the silent skin ager, the force that ages the skin quietly. When estrogen is low, DHEA declines, collagen weakens, and morning cortisol surges. The skin loses structural support, connective tissues thin out, and the face slowly descends over the years. The good news is, The hormonal mistake behind this decline can be corrected with just a few small morning changes. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly what this mistake is and how to fix it as soon as tomorrow morning. But before we continue, I want to understand more about the woman watching this video. How old are you? And which state in the U.S. are you watching from? I read every comment, and this helps me create guidance that fits your age and the climate where you live. And this is what almost no one ever mentions. But it is the biggest reason women over 60 experience sagging twice as fast. You accidentally trigger a cortisol spike, the stress hormone, within the very first minute after waking up. Cortisol itself isn't a bad hormone. It helps you wake up, activates the brain, and jumpstarts metabolism. But after 60, the endocrine system becomes more sensitive. Just one small trigger in the morning is enough to make cortisol surge far above normal, and this surge is the strongest collagen destroyer of the entire day. The mistake happens very casually and very commonly. Sitting up and immediately bending your head down to look for your slippers. Checking your phone while your body is still cold. Drinking coffee too early on an empty stomach. Staying still right after waking. Leaving your body frozen in a cold state. These actions seem harmless. But in older women, they cause cortisol to jump suddenly. And according to Harvard Health, when cortisol spikes at the wrong time, it activates enzymes that destroy collagen for several hours, weakens elastin fibers, so the skin loses its bounce, causes facial water retention, making the cheeks puff slightly and then sag throughout the day, and forces fibroblasts, your collagen-producing cells, to temporarily shut down. That's why you can have excellent skincare, use expensive creams, take collagen supplements every day. Yet your jaw still sags, your neck still wrinkles, and your facial contour still fades. It's not because your body doesn't want to rejuvenate. It's because each morning, your hormones are being triggered in a way that goes against your natural physiology. The good news is, when you correct this hormonal mistake, cortisol returns to its normal rhythm, collagen stops breaking down, and the skin begins to support itself again, a change many women notice within 4-6 weeks. Right now, we're going to dive deeper into the science. Why morning cortisol damages the skin so intensely, and how it acts on collagen, elastin, and facial tissues. Cortisol doesn't age your skin in a single day. It damages it little by little, every morning, long enough for collagen to weaken without you realizing it. This is why many women over 60 say, "My skin dropped so fast, just in 2-3 years." Both Harvard Health and Mayo Clinic point out that when cortisol spikes in the morning, the body activates a group of enzymes called MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases. These enzymes break down old collagen so the body can build new collagen. It sounds helpful, but after 60, it becomes a major problem. Because fibroblasts, the cells that produce collagen, are already much slower than they were at age 30 or 40, which means collagen is broken down quickly, new collagen can't be produced fast enough, and the skin becomes hollow from within. This is why the lower cheeks feel softer, the cheekbones lose height, and the jawline loses sharpness, even when your weight stays the same. Cortisol also causes collagen fibers to break unevenly, creating tiny empty pockets beneath the skin. When enough of these pockets form, the skin begins to fall because the support pillars are gone. Women often describe this feeling as, "My skin feels thinner, wrinkles easier, and sags even though I'm still taking good care of it." It's not because you're caring for your skin incorrectly. It's not because your creams don't work. It's because your deep layer collagen is being broken down by cortisol at the exact moment you get out of bed. The good news is that once you reset your morning rhythm, cortisol no longer surges, MMPs drop dramatically, and fibroblasts finally have time to work again. Your skin begins to regain firmness, elasticity, and becomes less vulnerable to gravity. If collagen is the frame of the skin, then elastin is the elastic cord that helps the skin hold its shape, maintain its bounce, and return to its original position after being pulled. When elastin is strong, the skin looks youthful. When elastin is weak, the skin sags very quickly. The problem is, after age 60, elastin doesn't just decrease, it becomes much easier to damage, especially when cortisol rises in the morning. Cleveland Clinic reports that cortisol reduces the activity of the enzymes responsible for repairing damaged elastin fibers. This means every time the skin is pulled downward, every time the face swells slightly and then deflates, every time gravity acts on the jawline and cheeks, the skin no longer has the ability to spring back the way it used to. Cortisol also makes elastin stiffer and more fragile. Healthy elastin fibers are like soft elastic bands. They stretch easily, but when cortisol stays high for long periods, elastin becomes like a rubber band left out in the sun too long. It snaps easily, deforms easily, and cannot return to its original shape. The result is the lower cheeks appear lengthened, the neck develops vertical lines that don't go away, and the jawline becomes blurry, soft, and less defined. What's important is that women after 60 often don't realize their elastin is weakening, because this process happens silently, no pain, no swelling, no obvious inflammation. But once elastin becomes thin and brittle, the skin becomes far more vulnerable to gravity. This is why even if you practice facial yoga, massage, use retinol, or take collagen peptides, if morning cortisol still spikes, elastin will continue to weaken and the skin will continue to sag. The good news is, when you reset your morning hormonal rhythm, cortisol drops back to a stable level and elastin begins to repair itself. Studies show that just 4 to 6 weeks of corrected cortisol patterns can make the skin more elastic and help the jawline regain definition. One of the silent but very noticeable effects of morning cortisol is that it causes the body to retain more water, especially in the face. This makes the face look puffy, heavy, and less sculpted the moment you wake up. Here is how this mechanism works. When cortisol rises, the body releases more aldosterone, a hormone that retains salt and water. Excess fluid collects in loose, soft tissues, and the face is the first area affected, around the eyes, the cheeks, and along the jawline. When the face swells, the skin has to stretch to hold this fluid. But a few hours later, when the body eliminates the excess water, the puffiness goes down and the skin cannot fully contract back, because collagen and elastin are already weakened. The result is longer-looking lower cheeks, a softer, less defined jawline, and sagging that progresses faster month by month. What's important is that this swelling then deflating cycle repeats every morning when cortisol spikes. Over time, it's like stretching the skin a little more each day, enough to create a noticeable change in just a few years. This is why many women after 60 say they feel their face dropped quickly after age 65, even though they've maintained their skincare routine and their weight hasn't changed. But this is also the point where change is possible. When you adjust your morning habits and stabilize cortisol, water retention decreases, the face looks less puffy, the skin isn't pulled downward, and your natural contours begin to return. If what I've shared has helped you understand why your facial appearance changes so quickly after 60, I would be grateful if you could tap like on this video. It helps this message reach other women who are facing the same problem but don't yet know the real cause. Fibroblasts are the cells responsible for producing collagen, the factor that determines whether the skin stays firm or not. When fibroblasts function well, the skin regenerates each day, the dermal layer becomes thicker, elasticity improves, and sagging slows down. But when cortisol rises in the morning, the first thing the body does is shut down non-essential functions to redirect energy toward alertness and response, and fibroblasts are among the most affected. Harvard Health points out that high cortisol causes fibroblasts to reduce collagen production, reduce their ability to repair tissue, reduce the rate of hyaluronic acid synthesis, the skin's natural hydrator, and even temporarily shrink in size under prolonged stress hormone exposure. This explains why the skin becomes thinner quickly, deep wrinkles appear more prominently, the jawline drops as if it has no structural support, and the face is easily pulled downward by even mild gravity. Fibroblasts are like a collagen factory, but every time cortisol spikes, this factory's power switch gets turned off. If this happens every morning 7 times a week, 365 times a year, the amount of collagen lost far exceeds the amount being produced. What surprises many women is this. Even if you take collagen, use retinol, vitamin C, niacinamide, fibroblasts still cannot work effectively if cortisol is high in the morning. This is why years of skincare may show little visible improvement. But when cortisol is brought back to its natural physiological rhythm, fibroblasts can turn back on. Studies show fibroblasts are most active when the body warms up after waking, is not stimulated by screens or caffeine too early, and receives signals of relaxation through breathing and gentle movement. By simply resetting the morning hormonal rhythm, fibroblast activity can increase by up to 40%, helping the skin thicken, repair, and support itself more effectively. After understanding how cortisol breaks down collagen, elastin, and fibroblasts, there is something even more important to see clearly. Most women over 60 are not dealing with just one cortisol spike, but a repeating loop that happens every day. This loop looks like this. 1. Cortisol spikes suddenly upon waking. Cause: the body is still cold, the head is bent down too soon, coffee is consumed immediately, or the phone is checked right away. Result: collagen breaks down rapidly, elastin weakens, and the face retains water. 2. The face becomes slightly puffy in the morning, the skin stretches to hold excess fluid. When the fluid decreases during the day, the skin cannot fully contract because collagen is weak. 3. The skin looks more saggy by evening, the jawline blurs, the lower cheeks lengthen. Women often think, "My skin is aging so fast." But in reality, the hormones are simply running out of sync. 4. Fibroblasts fail to produce new collagen. The body remains in a mild stress state from the morning cortisol spike. No new collagen is made, but more collagen is being lost. 5. A feeling of fatigue, tension, or mild stress during the day. The body mistakenly believes there is a threat, so cortisol stays higher. Sleep becomes worse at night, cortisol spikes even harder the next morning, and this loop repeats day after day, year after year, accelerating skin aging at twice the normal rate, especially in the jawline, lower cheeks, and neck. But this is also where hope lies. Just by resetting the morning hormonal rhythm, this loop will automatically stop. The body shifts into repair mode, collagen stops breaking down rapidly, the face becomes less puffy, and the supporting tissues grow stronger again. Many older women have noticed visible improvement in just 4-6 weeks after correcting this hormonal mistake. If you want to know whether your body is stuck in this out-of-sync hormone loop, you only need to look in the mirror each morning. The skin always sends very clear signals, we've simply never been taught how to read them. The first sign is slight puffiness when you wake up, especially around the eyes and the cheeks. Not as heavy as an allergic reaction, but enough to blur your facial contours. When cortisol rises too early, fluid accumulates in the loosest soft tissues, and the face is always affected first. The second sign is a rapidly softening jawline, even when your weight hasn't changed at all. When collagen is broken down and elastin weakens, the skin loses its ability to support itself, making the jawline look soft, lower, and visibly older. The third sign is lengthening or drooping of the lower cheeks over time. This is one of the biggest complaints among older women. "I didn't gain weight, but my face feels heavier." This is not about fat, it's about deeper collagen becoming sparse due to cortisol. Another sign is vertical necklines that appear and persist. The neck responds to cortisol even faster than the face because the skin here is thinner and has fewer oil glands. When collagen and elastin are low, these folds set deeper and cannot bounce back. Finally, even if you sleep well and eat properly, you may still wake up with a face that looks tired and dull. This is a signal that fibroblasts are not operating in the right rhythm, and your skin didn't repair enough overnight. These signs are not the fault of age. They are simply the body's natural response when morning hormones are triggered incorrectly. And the beautiful part is, once you understand the real cause, you can completely reverse them. To reverse the cortisol loop and help collagen recover, you don't need to change very much. By adjusting just a few small habits in the first 5-10 minutes of your day, Your body will naturally bring hormones back into their correct physiological rhythm. Gently, naturally, and in a way that suits women over 60. The first habit is to wake the body with warm movement instead of sitting still or bending your head down immediately. Simply stand up slowly, roll your shoulders, take a few deep breaths, and walk around the room for a moment. These small movements help circulation begin smoothly and keep cortisol at a light alert level instead of spiking. Many studies show that as the body warms up, the nervous system automatically reduces cortisol to a level that is safer for the skin. The second habit is to delay coffee by 45-60 minutes. Caffeine too early causes a stronger cortisol rise, something the skin after 60 cannot handle every day. By waiting until your body stabilizes before drinking coffee, cortisol follows its natural curve and collagen is less likely to be destroyed in the morning. The third habit is to drink warm water before consuming anything else. A glass of warm water works like a hormone cushion, helping the lymphatic system function more smoothly, reducing facial puffiness, and preventing the skin from stretching and then sagging down. Many older women say that this single step noticeably reduces morning swelling. The fourth habit is gentle fascia lifting massage, just 30 seconds each morning. Glide your hands from the chin up toward the ears, then down the neck. This movement not only reduces fluid buildup, but also helps the facial tissues recover from the downward pull of gravity during sleep. When cortisol no longer spikes and the fascia is released, the face naturally appears more sculpted. The final habit is to have a cortisol-stabilizing breakfast, meaning prioritizing protein and healthy fats for your first meal. When blood sugar stays stable, the body does not release extra cortisol to compensate, allowing fibroblasts to function better and produce collagen steadily throughout the morning. These changes may seem small, but together they create a powerful effect. Cortisol becomes more stable, collagen is protected from damage, elastin is better preserved, and the skin is no longer pulled downward each morning. To help the body restore its natural hormonal rhythm and firm the skin more visibly within a few weeks, there are 3 very simple habits women over 60 can begin tomorrow morning. These habits not only reduce morning cortisol but also create ideal conditions for collagen and elastin to rebuild correctly. The first habit: gentle morning sunlight for 3-5 minutes. You don't need long sun exposure, simply open the curtains or step onto the porch for a few minutes to let natural light touch your eyes and skin. Morning light sends direct signals to your biological clock, helping the body normalize cortisol levels. Harvard Health has shown that even a few minutes of soft morning light can reduce abnormal cortisol patterns throughout the day, protecting the skin from unnecessary damage. The second habit: 4-6 breathing for 1 minute. Inhale for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6 seconds. This is a very effective way for older women to regulate the nervous system. When the breath slows down, the body shifts from alert mode to repair mode. Cortisol stabilizes, fibroblasts work better, and the skin begins to regain its natural firmness. Just 1 minute each morning can create noticeable improvement after 2-3 weeks. The third habit: gentle stretching of the neck and jawline. Tilt your head to the right for a few seconds, then to the left, and then gently push the jaw forward. These movements release the fascia and deep muscles, structures that easily become tight and pull the skin downward. When the fascia is released, the neck and jaw can lift more effectively against gravity. This is a natural way to soften the neck area and refine the lower face. When these 3 small habits combine with stabilized morning cortisol, many women notice less sagging, a sharper jawline, and reduced morning puffiness. The results do not come from a miracle product, but from restoring the body's natural biological rhythm. Skin after 60 does not sag quickly just because of age, but because the morning hormone rhythm is being triggered incorrectly. When cortisol spikes the moment you wake up, it breaks collagen, weakens elastin, causes facial fluid retention, and temporarily switches off fibroblasts. All of these together create a face that looks duller, puffier, and more saggy year after year. But by adjusting just a few small habits in the first 5-10 minutes of the day — warm movement, delayed coffee, warm water, fascia massage, 4-6 breathing, and gentle sunlight — cortisol stabilizes. When that happens, collagen is protected, elastin repairs more effectively, and the face begins to regain its natural contours. Once the out-of-sync hormonal loop is stopped, the skin can become firmer again within just 4-6 weeks naturally, without invasive treatments or expensive products. If today's insights helped you understand why the skin changes so quickly after 60, and more importantly, if you now know how to reset your morning hormone rhythm to protect collagen and maintain firmness longer, I would be so grateful if you tapped like on this video. Not only does it help this message reach more women facing the same issues, but it also helps me continue creating clear, science-based content tailored to every stage of our lives. And if you want to stay on this journey with me to receive more simple but powerful guidance on collagen, elastin, hormones, and lifestyle habits after 60, you can hit subscribe so you never miss the next video. Thank you for spending your time with me until the end. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring the small secrets that can create big transformation for women in their 60 seconds, 70 seconds, and beyond.